Hi, my name is Ryan, and today I'll be going over how to use the printf method. Alright, the concept of the printf method is it allows you to format your desired console output. Alright, and how we do that is we have a format string and an argument list. Format specifiers are included in the formatted text and specify which argument to use in an output and how to format it. %s for the string, %d for integers, and %f for floating point, for an example. Alright, and this is an example of use of it. You have string variable equals world, and then once you use the method as you see, you'll get to that output. Including an integer in the format specifier controls the length of the text to be outputted. Alright, and basically that means is if you have %5s, it will print out your string in a field length of 5. So if your string has a length of 3, then there will be 2 spaces in front of it, and then your string is justified to the right by default. Alright, and these are just a list of floating point examples. You can use %.2f, that'll print it to 2 decimal places. You can do %.2f, and it'll do the same thing, only it'll include commas. Alright, so what we're going to do here is we're going to write a program that demonstrates the uses of the printf method. I have my comments, my name, program description, input. We'll have no input, and our output will be how we program the printf to display our data types, which will be the string, integer, and double types. Alright, so we come down and I have my class set up, printf, the same name as the file, and my main method set up, so we can go ahead and get going. So I'm going to create a couple of variables, a couple of strings, and I'm going to create a integer variable, 234, and then a double variable. Okie doke. Now, first test I'm going to show you is how we can use the printf to print out a string. Alright, that's going to be %s in our format, and then the argument will be hello str, which is our first string variable. Alright, so let me check, make sure everything is good. Compile, everything's good. Alright, and as you can see when we run it, it prints out hello, which is our first string variable. And then what I can do is I can come in here and add a second %s, and then what that'll do is that'll print the second variable in our argument list. So now when I compile it and run it, I get hello world. And you can do that for any combination. You can do %s, %d, %s. Just make sure that your arguments are in the same order with string, integer, string, or however you'd like it. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a second line down here that does the exact same thing, only we're going to include a field specifier, a field amount. Alright, and what that's going to do is it's going to print out our variables into a field that's 20 spaces wide. %20s, %20s, hello str, world str. Alright, let's give it a try. Compile. Everything's good. Okay, now as you can see, this is the first I printed out. You see they're right next to each other. And then the next one with the field length specifier is spaced out. Now what it'll do is if you specify a field length of 20 like I did so, and say your string is 6 characters long like mine, the first 14 will be spaces, and then the string will print out, so it's always justified to the right. Alright, so now what we're going to do is we're going to print out our integer, and we'll do %d int out. Alright, oh, printf, compile, and then as you can see it printed out our integer, and it's pretty much the same with each data type and the corresponding format specifier. Okie doke. Now, as far as the floating point specifier goes, there's a couple of different arguments you can throw in there. We can do .2, and what that'll do is that'll print out our double to 2 decimal places. So we compile and print out, oh, I guess we should print out the right variable. Alright, sorry. There, as you can see, it printed out our double and kept it to 2 decimal places. Alright, so another neat trick we can do is we can do a field length, so we'll do 20.2, and what that'll do is it'll do the same thing in the string. It'll print out our floating point and a field length of 20, and it'll still keep it to 2 decimal places. Alright, so we compile that, run it, and you can see from the previous run and this run the field length kicked in. Alright, now one more thing you can also do is throw a comma in there, and your floating point number will then be separated by commas, and that makes it easy to print out money values, for instance. Alright, now I'm going to get a little bit complicated. Don't worry, it's not too bad. I'm going to create an array of doubles. Give me a second here. Alright, there's our array of doubles. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to print out a table format using the field length specifier in our format specifier. Alright, so I'm going to go system.out.printf. Alright, and I'm going to go, I guess I should name the variable %. Alright, so we want to print them out with a field length of 20. We'll space them with commas if need be, and we'll keep them to 2 decimal places. F, and then doubles 0. Alright, that 0 is the first element in our array of doubles. Alright, and I'm going to want to do this for every element. There's 4 of them, so I'm going to go ahead and copy and paste this 4 times, and I'm going to change the index in each one to the corresponding. Alright, so now what it should do is it should print out, I'll go ahead and put a new line, so that's right, it'll print out a table format of the decimals that we have set. Okay, so let's compile. Alright, and then print out. And there you can see the table we printed out. You can do this for as many rows, many columns as you'd like. It just creates a nice display of output. Alright, so the results are we can use the printf method to format our console output. You can use field lengths to evenly spaced table output, and programmers can control decimal points and comma groups with the floating point format specifiers.